Hello Sound Advice, my name is Jorge Brea, CEO of Symphonic Distribution, and today we will be talking about music distribution. So I started out as a music producer back in my early teens, and I would always go to the record store with my brother, and I would help him pick out records, and really was just kind of fascinated by DJing. Started producing after just kind of like going to the record store and picking out records for him, and I wanted my own record label, but at the time I just didn't have the funds to be able to launch a record label or, it's effectively like press on vinyl or CD. So I started to release music digitally through like MySpace back in the day for all the old schoolers out there, and just kind of like put my music up for download. So I hooked up with a site called Beatport, and it's mainly an online store for DJs. And overnight, I put my music up and I woke up and it was like, holy crap, there was a good amount of downloads and people that actually liked my music. And that kind of started the business like legitimately. So I started putting out more music, working with other artists. Everybody that pressed my music on vinyl back in the day, I went back and sort of did them a solid and helped them adapt to digital and effectively launched Symphonic in late 2006. So since then we've been growing. We now have employees in many different countries all over the world, over 130 employees and counting. And it's been a hell of a ride, and one of which continues to evolve and be exciting. So music distribution is the ability for your music, if you're an artist, to be distributed and available on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Tidal, and all these other outlets that are out there. So essentially what we do is we make it frictionless and simple and easy for you to be able to log on to a platform, and we go ahead and do the work of ensuring that your song gets out to all of the different DSPs, as we like to call them nowadays, digital service providers in the world. So digital is the ability for your music to be consumed via mobile phone or downloaded like via computer or anything of that nature. And physical is the ability to have your music released through a vinyl or CD. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to get your music out there in the digital format, which is mainly what we specialize, but we actually have some material that we've also done in the physical sense as well. So Symphonic distributes music to over 200 different digital service providers. That includes all the major ones that you could think of, Spotify, Apple, but also now some of the newer ones such as Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Triller, etc. So we've really got a footprint all over the world, and we have clients pretty much from all over the world as well. So it's very difficult for a DSP of the likes of Spotify to be able to work directly with an artist that's just starting out or even an established artist. The reason being is to get music onto those platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, you have to actually deliver music in a standardized format. And it's pretty difficult to actually do that. It's not as simple as just delivering like a CD, for example. So what we do is we built a tech platform that enables you to just upload audio, and it does all of the different encoding, puts all the music in different formats, resizes the release covers, and actually transfers the metadata, which is your artist name, track name, songwriter name, into an XML format that is what the DSPs intake. So basically a lot of nerdy stuff and a lot of really complicated stuff that is difficult for an artist to just necessarily do on their own over and over and over. So we aimed at fixing that by having one platform you upload and we get it out to 200 plus different retailers. Best practices for preparing your release for distribution, I would say, ensure that your song is fully mastered, and also ensure that any samples that you're using are cleared. But most of the time I would recommend that if you're making music to try and be as original as possible when you're delivering your material. You want to just ensure that the music itself is good to go, because once you upload it, it can be very difficult to make changes to the release once you've uploaded it, and also that can impact your ability to market yourself and get playlisted on sites like Spotify and so forth. So for sure, ensure the audio is good and solid and mastered, ensure that your collaborators have original music and samples associated, and really have a great album cover associated. All of that really goes into the story of marketing and trying to get playlisted and so forth. I think if you're looking to get your music out there, a distributor is a really good option. So are record labels as well that might have distribution deals. At the end of the day, you want to find a company that you feel best aligns with you and your vision, and or that has the tool set that you feel you can use to kind of get your music out there and market it. It's a very tough music industry, so I always preach consistency, humility, and patience, because it doesn't happen all overnight. But if you have all those character traits, and you just continue to really have the passion for it, things will happen. So I always encourage, just to keep grinding it out and hustle out there and have a really good intentions, good morals, and things can happen for sure. Jorge Brea here, CEO of Symphonic. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching Sound Advice. Check out Symphonic at symphonic.com, and we look forward to hearing your music.